This is a fun one, man. I was scrolling the Twitterverse, and I see this from the most reputable. Fans are crazy, man. They track these flights like nobody's business. So from Tiger Bait, it's the official forum of LSU. Somebody reports that there's an LSU plane in Lubbock. It's happening. So the claim here from the Hurricane says there's a plane in Lubbock and it's happening, implying that Joey McGuire is being hired by LSU as their head coach. Yeah, what's up?
Is this Reuben Carter, the Hurricane? I don't think he's with us anymore.
I don't think
so. The Hurricane, man. Is that an appropriate name when you're living in Louisiana? Are you allowed to poke fun at that?
Right. Growing up in Valonia, Arkansas, we had two deathly tornadoes. No one wanted to be nicknamed
Twister.
Here comes the tornado. You're like, too close to home. The Hurricane says, LSU plane in Lubbock. It's happening. I want to be very clear here, and you can give your opinion, but I'll give mine first. I want to be very clear. I don't think there's any way in hell Joey McGuire is leaving Texas Tech. I don't think there's any way he's leaving Texas Tech for LSU. But I am a little disrespected by the idea that people aren't throwing his name around in the conversations for the biggest jobs in the country because of what he has done at Texas Tech. And now he's created one of the biggest jobs in the country at Texas Tech. And I think that Nick Saban and Kirk Herbstreit have all made good points here recently. If you are at a school that is not considered a blue blood, but you are winning, Kurt Cignetti, Joey McGuire, whoever's at Georgia Tech, just stay put. Just keep doing what you're doing. I don't think, namely given the loyalty that Joey gave to Baylor when he was there and the loyalty he's spoken to Texas Tech, that there's any way that these insane, rabid, idiotic LSU fans have a shot at getting Joey McGuire.
I've got two prevailing thoughts on this. One of them has to do specifically with this and one more general Texas Tech Big 12.
And any of it have to do with Anne Frank and the Jewish Food Festival.
I'm going to link it for sure. Yep, I'm definitely going to link it. I just gotta figure that out, how we're going to get there first. First thought, though, is I think there is a chance that Joey McGuire goes to LSU.
Weird.
Like, I don't think that's impossible at all. I mean, think about this, Drake. The winningest coach in the history of Notre Dame left Notre Dame to go coach at LSU. Like,
is he the winningest coach in history?
Yes.
That's
He's
gross.
more wins at Notre Dame than Newt Rockne and Ara Parseghian and Lou Holtz, which sucks. Like, that should be stricken. Can we find a scandal to get like 20 of those wins out of there, please?
Well, I got a scandal for you. Don't have to look too far.
We got to look up for sure.
Just Google Brian Kelly forklift.
Certified. So, like, as much as we love this Tech story and we love Joey McGuire and we love what Tech can be, well, we know what Tech can be in this new college football, whether we love it or not. I'm sorry, man. If Notre Dame's not above it, then Tech is not above it for a coach leaving for LSU. Now, sorry, go ahead. I'll give you a rebuttal.
I think the difference is one of these people you're talking about is notably possibly the biggest douchebag alive. Brian
He's right
Kelly.
up there. Yeah.
Killed a
Certainly
kid.
on the Mount Rushmore. Yeah.
And the other is Joey McGuire.
It happens.
Notable good guy, Joey McGuire. That's why.
Yeah, and that's where you got to look personality wise, because the big examples of this would be that Brian Kelly one, and the other one would be Lincoln Riley leaving OU for USC. Of like, why is the guy doing that?
That's okay.
You know what I mean?
So now, you're giving me examples of times where you've said this guy will never leave, and then he just leaves.
Yeah, of like where it just doesn't really make sense.
Yeah,
like, you know, and I think Tech and Joey McGuire to a lesser extent, right? They're not a blue blood like Oklahoma and Notre Dame, but it is kind of like what your preamble there of like just stay, man. Like, you're doing a really good thing, and you can accomplish great things at Texas Tech. It hasn't really happened ever at Tech, but I think we all believe that in this new college football that could happen. The overarching thing that sticks out to me is this is potentially like the biggest, most stressful thing in the history of Texas Tech athletics.
Winning?
Like, I'm saying, if you can't hold on to Joey McGuire after what is probably going to be your best season ever.
If you watch that game Saturday, I genuinely believe they will win multiple games in the college football playoff.
Like, yeah, that's very much on the table.
Like, their quarterback Baron Morton wasn't good. He has one operable leg, and they still beat the piss out of BYU.
Yes, the next best team in your conference, whose defense is so legit, like one of the best in the country. So, like, if you can't hold on to your coach after that, even with having all the resources, right? You have the money, the facilities, but really the money and the recruiting base that any successful program would need. You've got it. If you can't hold on to your head coach after that, then that does kind of change a perception in the college football landscape. So I think, gun to foot here. If Joey McGuire, where's he going to be coaching next year? I'm going to say Texas Tech, but I don't think it's out of the picture at all. That LSU would be the place he'd go. In fact, I was thinking about this a few weeks ago when it came out that Sark would be interested in an NFL job, and the Tennessee Titans name came up, and I'm thinking, Texas head coach Joey McGuire. He's been in Texas his whole life. He's Texas high school legend. He's doing it at Tech right now. You could have the premier job in the state of Texas and one of the 5 or 6 biggest jobs in college football. That's not crazy to me. So I can't sit here and say, oh, well, Texas UT would make a ton of sense, but LSU would not.
Jimbo left Florida State.
That was the first of the really mind-numbing ones. The next one for me in all of college sports was Kim Mulkey leaving Baylor for LSU.
Winning a national championship and putting a billboard in Waco to celebrate the national championship.
And they do, to be fair, they do have a national championship plaque for Jimbo at A&M.
Still there, probably.
You're just waiting for that. It's still the 2 question marks there.
Somebody's got it.
You might need to have 3 question marks at some point there. 2 question mark. It might not be in this century.
Oh, I don't think Joey's going to leave. But again, he deserves the look. I hope that Jimmy Sexton is his agent and calls him and says, LSU wants to give you $12 million. What can Kirby Hocutt and Cody Campbell do? And they feed him more money, yes?
Yeah, and it all comes down to this is a very flattering thing for Joey McGuire.
So I don't think the LSU plane landed in Lubbock for nothing. They're probably going to throw the kitchen sink at somebody who's like Joey McGuire.
It's the thing. He's very close to being the perfect coaching candidate of the 2020s in college football, right? And I say
only if Cody Campbell gets to go with him, by the way.
That would help.
That's a big piece of this.
But all the things that we talked about with Mike Gundy being fired at Oklahoma State, all those boxes he didn't check, Joey McGuire checks. I don't know exactly still what facet of the game that Joey McGuire is just a genius in, right? But I could say the same thing about Dabo Swinney, right? Joe, everything else, Joey's got it, man. Fundraising, public speaking, kissing babies, signing autographs, connecting with players more so, picking a very good staff, all of those things that you need in the 2020s on the football field, in the locker room, and beyond that, Joey McGuire's got it. He's exactly what you'd want if you're LSU or Florida or Auburn or any of these other big programs looking for a coach this year. That is absolutely anything and everything that you would want. Penn State, obviously that's the different in terms of fit, right? But if you're looking for a coach in the 2020s, Joey McGuire's the dude. And there will not be a how do we put this, cultural curve that Brian Kelly had at LSU, that it won't be the same thing for Joey McGuire. He's not Cajun, but it's not going to be the kid from Everett, Massachusetts, who coached in the North his whole life.
If only there was an athletic director who had Joey McGuire as an assistant coach, and Joey was begging to be the head coach at his school.
I know, but
promising that he would be at the school forever and owe his life to it.
I know, but it's tough, man. He hadn't coached. He hadn't been a head coach.
There he is. Yep, that's it.
In college, he hadn't been a coordinator. I really want to sit here and be like, that should have been the move, because in hindsight, that should have been the move.
Yeah,
but it's tough, man. The players really wanted him, right?
Remember that? He's
whatever the hashtag was.
Number 5 team in the country, right?
But to be fair, I use the argument of it's tough to tell. But if you're an athletic director, that is probably something you should see.
And instead of hiring the greatest motivator of our century, you're like, oh, here's a cardboard cutout of what a human being could be. He's going to coach our football team. His name is Dave
A
Moran.
dynamite defensive coordinator. Okay. Dynamite. He's just not anymore.
Lost his fastball. That's Cameron
He's lost
Stewart.
the off-speed stuff, man. I don't even know if he has the throwing.
He's Clayton Kershaw in the playoffs.
I think he's got the yips. It's John Lester throwing to first base is what it is right now.
Yikes.
It's that bad.
Yeah, at real Cam Stewart. Bill Buckner trying to play first base in general.
Too far.
R.I.P. R.I.P.
Rocket Rocks manager Bill Buckner.
This has been Always Will Be Locked On. Thanks for making it your first listen every single
Screw
day.
you, Dave Stapleton.
Crossover with Baylor.
Bob Stanley. It's actually Bob Stanley's fault.
And Dose Grande.